Hello there, Alex. Let's have a look. The issue of communication among families has long been of utmost importance, yet it has been neglected recently due to various external factors in society, especially the proliferation of electronic communication platforms and the time spent on pastimes by family members. Okay, very good. Alright, I wouldn't have said time spent on pastimes because I would have just said with the proliferation of electronic communication platforms and modern and new pastimes, distracting family members. Okay, and another word of warning or advice, probably better. Okay, try to include. I mean, it's a very long sentence. Okay, next time try considering separating it. Okay, just so it makes it a little bit easier to read. First and foremost, with the advance in technology, electronic devices have brought a significant impact, or we could just say have impacted people's communication. Full stop. This is because internet usage, particularly with mobile phones, is transforming the way people communicate. Furthermore, the introduction of different chatting applications on the phone bestows an increase in efficiency and mobility, highly reducing the need for people to converse in person. For example, recent studies by social science institutions have shown that out of the mobile phone users on record, over 62.3%, and if we make it a detailed number, it sounds a little bit more realistic. Okay, over 62.3% are using e-communication platforms. Therefore, if electronic applications continue to gain in popularity, there would be a reduced amount of face-to-face communication. Alex, you are a genius. You are a genius. Not only are there very few grammar errors there, maybe one or two with the prepositions, but the vocabulary is wonderful and you followed the sentence guide to a T. Genius. Kudos to you, my friend. Let's go. Secondly, even if individuals are not addicted to e-connecting media, and if we could have said a different type, the electronic media or social media or something, but e-connecting media is not a usual vocabulary term. There would still be insufficient time for families to talk in deep, owing to the staggering number of leisure activities, full stop, or due to the staggering involvement in a wide number of leisure activities. Okay, if you did want to use those terms, this is due to the fact that in our times, metropolitan are flexible. What's metropolitan? That in our times, populations are flexible and can participate in a large variety of activities after work or study. After work or studies. We can't say works, plural, in this case. For example, in Hong Kong, recent studies showed that 2/3 of the interviewed teenagers are generally occupied by at least two types of extracurricular activities in their spare time. Therefore, even having spent minimum time on social media, there would still be restricted. Okay, therefore, even if one, and I'll give you a very valuable tip here. With your level of grammar, which is very high, you have the license, okay, to use one, okay? Because if a lower level student uses it, it doesn't sound that sophisticated and it sounds almost forced. However, if somebody who's very capable and has got a strong control over the English language, using one comes off classy and sophisticated, which is your situation, my friend. So, therefore, even if one spends a minimum time on social media, and here we say they, okay, or actually we'd say there would still be a reduced amount of time left for family conversations. By and large, although communication between families tends to be recognised, that doesn't make so much sense. Tends to be attempts to be prioritised. It is largely constrained by the available time left after social media and extra work or extracurricular activities. Full stop. Another tip for a sophisticated student. Add something with will, okay, because it's a tense that you haven't used, and something like in the future this trend will no doubt continue, and serious actions have to be implemented to avoid a breakdown in the modern family household. Something like that, okay? But stick in will, and we'll just pick up some extra points for using more tenses, more grammatical structures. Alright, Alex, so now implement all the corrections you've heard on this essay. Check. Send it back to me. Send it back with 2 new essays from the questions in the email. And do the error spotting mistake. And when you're writing your 2 new essays, okay, your 2 new writing pieces, check them for mistakes that you've made in this one, and then add them to your error list. Okay? You're doing fantastic. Keep going.